It's Halloween, and whenever I go out trick-or-treating, I usually get a variety of different candies, from Skittles to Smarties to chocolate bars. Circus peanuts are my favorite type of candy, and I usually only get them 33% of the time. When I usually go out trick-or-treating, I get other candies that are not my favorite more often than not. However, this time, I got my favorite type of candy, circus peanuts, 5 times in a row. This is very unusual as I usually get other candies more often. From me getting my favorite candy 5 times in a row, rather than every so often, can I assume that people are giving out circus peanuts more often than the usual 33% of the time, or is it purely coincidence? Let's run a simulation to make sure it wasn't just purely chance. A simulation is an imitation of chance behavior, and there are 4 different parts to it. The first part is to state the question you need to answer. The second is to plan the process of the simulation before you run it. The third part is to actually do the different trials and make sure you have enough of them to conclude your answer. The fourth part is to conclude your answer from those trials that you just ran. Let's start with the first part of simulation, stating the question. What is the question that we need to answer, and what can we assume about this? Our question is, are more people giving out my favorite type of candy more often than usual? From what we already know, we can assume that people are giving out the candy 1/3 or 33% of the time. But is this enough to know that it is purely chance or if it's unusual? Now let's do the second part of simulation. Planning the simulation. First, we have to assign digits to make sure that we only get circus peanuts 33% of the time. We can either use a dice, a digits table, or a calculator to do this. Let's use a digit table and run 20 simulations. We can assign the numbers 0, 1, and 2 for circus peanuts, and use the other numbers 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 for not circus peanuts. When we do the simulation, we take the digits table and split it into 20 equal parts of 5, and then we tally how many times we get 0, 1, or 2, which represent circus peanuts, in a row. When we do this, we get them 5 times in a row, and not 15 times. From the simulation we just ran, we can conclude that getting 5 in a row is not that unusual, since we got it about 25% of the time. There is enough info to show that people are not giving out circus peanuts more often than they usually do, and it was just due to chance that I got my favorite candy 5 times in a row. But if 25% of the time we can get our favorite candy, doesn't that mean that people are giving it out more often than not, or usually? No, this just means that we have a 25% of the time that we can get our candy 5 times in a row.